us. All right, it doesn't help you. So we have what we call as this limiting belief system. What are they? What are they? What are these limiting beliefs, that system that we have? Number one, maybe we're thinking that we're not good enough. We are not tall enough. We are not like that person that tall. We are not slim enough like that person. Look at him. Look at her. They're so slim. They're so wonderful. You see. Or we are not as fair as the other person. Oh my, I want to do something. Look at my face. All those, all those thoughts. And what should we do? Now we have figured out what are the limiting beliefs. We are to figure out. We are going to find out, because these are the things that will hinder our achievements. They hinder us. They stopping us. They slow us down. It doesn't help. And we use another word called the acceptance. And it's time for us to think of all possibilities. Instead of saying that I can't, we think of ways saying that maybe there is one more way that I can do to achieve what I want to achieve. Is there another way that is different, right? I can, I will, I must. I change my perspective from my limiting beliefs that I can't do it. Why I cannot do it? Oh, because of this, the situation. I was thinking, basically we are conditioned by two things: something that we can control and something that I cannot control. Like for example, I'm holding a cup. That is something that I can control. I can control holding the cup or glass and put in my mouth. I can control that, right? Something I can control. But there are things that actually I cannot control, like a situation outside. Probably one good example. I want to bring my family out for an outing, picnic in open air. I plan everything. I work out everything nicely. My children, somebody cook certain food. One open air. But lo and behold, the following day it starts to rain. And most likely we have to change plan. Right? I can control what I want to eat. I can control what kind of food we want to cook, but I cannot control the weather. So we have to figure out what are the things we can control and what are the things we cannot control. Why don't we work on those things that we can control? Accept it that yes, maybe I can do it better. Something that I can do. Instead of getting depressed with the things that we cannot control, right? Somebody say this: Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Something you can change, something you can't change. We are going to talk about change one day. Something that may not be so easy, but it's a good thought, right? Change. Now, it's a belief system. Now, what I would like you to do, like I told you, that please get a piece of paper and a pen and pencil, if you can, write down, all right? Write down 3 beliefs about yourself that you can change. Yes, number 1, I can change the way I look. Maybe my face a bit wrinkled. Maybe I want to get some beauty products to help me to look better. Maybe oh, I want to slim down. Maybe I would take certain kind of food, certain exercises to help me. If you can, write down 3 beliefs about yourself that you can change. Can you do that? Maybe I give you 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or maybe you want to do it later. Just a thought. We can pause for a moment. What are 3 beliefs about yourself that you can change? Friend, when you're able to list down the 3 beliefs about yourself that you can change, and that becomes your greatest motivation. Motivation. Like I said, I can, I will, I must. It becomes a motivation. Something that you look forward. Ask yourself this question: what do you want? Somebody told me that day she wants to be a cook. She wants to help someone. She wants to cook for the community. She wants to gather some funds. And then I look at the person, I smile, I look at the person, and then what is stopping you? Oh, the person begin to say, oh, the kitchen has to be that big. Oh, the crowd has to be that many. Oh, the funds has to be so much, all those things. And eventually, she may get a bit more depressed, because of the belief system she has. Cannot. And I begin to break it down. What's stopping you? Maybe it's this. Can you work around another way? What is another way that you can do? Not saying that I cannot do it, but rather, what is another way that you can do? Start small. Cook for a family first, a needy family first, instead of the whole kampong, the whole village. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. And that can become your motivation. I was about to see the person again, and I wish that I will be able to share some thoughts to the person to see her succeed one day. Right? What is stopping you? Don't let that stop you, but continue and press on. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. Stand up. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Nobody believe in you. Nobody give a hearing ear. But yet, that's what you want to do. Stand up for what you want to do. Change, we call it, change the negative to the positive. How are you going to do that? Do you know that this world, many times you're being, fed with a lot of negative thoughts, all these things. How can you change? Like I say, it becomes your belief system on yourself. How can you change it? How can you change it? Number one, be a bit kind to yourself. Use a milder wording. Don't be too hard on yourself. Do you know that words do matter? Words do matter. Number one, don't be too hard on yourself. Number two, don't be too hard on other people. Be kinder. Be kinder. We can change words. Like people say, I hate him. Maybe that's a bit too strong, right? Why don't we use the word like, well, I'm not too much of a fan. I'm not too much of his fan. You see, it carries quite similar meaning. I hate him, and he's not too much my fan. Kind of similar meaning, but one has a stronger impact, stronger word. Which we may not like. We use a milder word. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on other people. Or maybe you ask the question, what is the best way for me to accomplish this? Instead of saying, I cannot do it, I give up. Maybe there's another way. We change it. Maybe, so when you ask this kind of question, what is the best way for me to accomplish this? What you are saying is that you are focusing on the result and not the problem. Can you see that? It's totally different. Totally different ball game. Totally different frame of belief. No more focusing on problems, but rather result. What will come out of it? Instead of saying, I cannot do it, you're saying that maybe there's another way. You see, you're looking at the result. powerful. Or maybe you are saying that the best way. Can you see the word best? What does this word best tell you? When we mention the word best, it gives me an idea that I have thought through some option, not just one way, but rather option. I've thought through. Maybe there is one way of doing, two ways of doing, the third way of doing, fourth way of doing, but I choose the best. You see, you have thought through. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Instead of giving up, you have thought through over a cup of coffee, over a pillow. So after this, you kind of you reflect, and maybe you want to ask another question. What can I learn from this? Instead of looking at the problem, instead of looking at your limiting beliefs, you learn ways of improving yourself. Ways. It may be a small step, it may be slow, but you are improving, you are moving. You are moving forward. Please imagine for a while. Imagine that includes you and I, when we were young, right? Remember someone told us, or maybe maybe you see babies, children very young, when they start learning to walk, it's always the first step, right? And the parent, had to be there, hold them, come on, walk, come on, don't fall, it's always the first step. Always first step, but they are moving forward, moving forward. Challenge your assumptions. Challenge. Write it down. Write it down. And you will realize that when you challenge your assumption, what you are thinking, a lot of your assumption, a lot of your thinking may not be so true. May not be so true. They are just what you thought about yourself. May not be true. They're just what people think about you. Maybe they don't understand you. Maybe they don't know you. No, you can't do it. That's all you can. Oh, challenge those thoughts, because these are all the negative thoughts that it doesn't help you. I rather change. We call it the shifting gear. I rather change my thoughts. What do I change? The way, the way you talk to yourself. The way you talk to yourself. Some people mention this. What are the ways that there are ways for us to talk to ourselves, right? Number one, listen to what you are saying. Sometimes, when you shoot a video like now, I would look back, do I sound like that? Do I talk like that? You ask people, do I talk like that? People say, yeah, you do, but you don't realize because you don't see yourself. So when you shoot a video like now, I'm shooting a video. After shooting a video, I would watch back myself. Okay, I would ask myself, do I talk like that? And if I were to ask people, my wife or my children or friends, they would say, yeah, that's how you talk. Just not how I want to talk. So we improve ourselves. So ways to talk to yourself. One of the ways is to listen to yourself. And another way is to reflect, is to listen to your inner voice. I do reading. When I read, I reflect, I write down things. I listen to what my heart say. Listen. Another way is to think again. A lot of thinking to do. A lot. How do you talk to people? How do you talk to people? Do you enjoy talking to people? Do you add value, we call it, to people. You see, to people, instead of negativism, you add a value. You give words like, why don't you try? Why don't we try? Why don't we do this way? It's this whole belief is the way you think. Instead of thinking of the negative, I can't do it, you change it. And remember, you are special. Maybe you stop for a while, everybody, put your hand together like this, or you want to put your hand near to your chest and say, I am special. Yes, you are special. You are unique. You are unique. You are. This will help us to change the thought that we have, from a limiting belief to unlimited. Or people use the word limitless belief that you can actually do something. Now, this will help us. We are actually in the very initial stage to believe in what we call as discovering our niche. We want to move toward that. I put the title discovering our niche. Before we can reach that, finding what we are good at, we got to settle some of the thoughts earlier stage, like limiting beliefs, your what you are happy with, what you like to do, what makes you happy. Earlier we talked about that, how you lead yourself in terms of your discovering yourself. Now we are discovering ourselves now. After discovering ourselves, you become to form certain identity about yourself. Then only you begin to develop your niche. And then after developing your niche, how do you share to people? Right? To end, I have to share to you a simple Bible verse. Hope this will encourage you. I will give thanks to you, Lord, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. Knows very well. I hope today has helped you to know a little bit about how we can shift our thinking gear from negative to positive. I hope today has helped you. I hope today has helped you to shift your thinking from negative thought to positive. That's so important, because once you have this negative thought, you will tell yourself that you cannot do it. I beg to differ, because I know that all of us, we can do something, either for yourself, or for God, or for the community. You can, provided you put your hands and your heart into it and say, I can, I will, and I must. Tell yourself that I can, I will, and I must. God bless you, everybody. Have a good day today. Today is Saturday, right?